Alright, welcome back to episode 71 of History Rewritten. In the last episode, we had COVID. Yes, that wasn't very fun, was it? Lots of countries collapsed. This grey Mexican one, and we might go there very soon. We saw other collapses around the world. Proxy wars, of course. We saw one of those. I recorded 2 videos and now they're all merging in my mind. But I had stuff happening in Japan. USB doing stuff. You got some nukes, and so the Moroccans. I've also made something that I should have made ages ago, and I will talk about in the next episode in further detail. But I made a thing about where each country has all their nukes, because not every single country has all their nukes in their own territory. Like Russia has 181 atomic bombs, however only 123 of them are actually in Russia. They have 129 nuclear bombs, and only 85 of them are in Russia, because they've got them in like Karelia, this blue country, Caucasia, the dark green one, you guys mean, that's the dark green one, and also, potentially illegally, they have some in Costa Rica, which is 3 atomic and 1 nuclear, but it's a very good ally there, so that makes sense. I mean, China's got nukes in Uruguay, which they're definitely not meant to have, and also some in this Yunnan one, this bluish one over here. The red team's got one in Nicaragua, and they're thinking about putting some in here, potentially. Britain's got ones in Brittany, Western Iceland. I mean, the Koreans, they've got some in Northern Australia, and one over here. I mean, China's got ones in this part of Australia, so yeah. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention that. Yeah, they do have some in here. Not loads though, because I mean the Koreans have a total of 7 atomic and 4 nuclear bombs in this bit. However, the Chinese don't really know that they've got them in there. They kind of probably assume it though. I mean, a lot of the countries in the Bengali alliance follow the religion which says we should probably not use nukes. However, Tanzania does not care, so despite not being in the Indian alliance, yeah. There's 19 atomic bombs and 15 nuclear bombs in Tanzania, so that's a bit frightening. Crimea's got some in the sludge country, which they're not meant to have. Mostly listing off the ones they're not meant to have. There's got lots. Basically, all the allies have nukes inside. And Algeria and Morocco haven't put any of theirs somewhere else. Speaking of people developing nukes though, I mean I'm not going to update the nukes, I'm going to do that in the next episode because it's probably going to take longer, and next episode might be a whole load of me talking, so it might not be very interesting, but it is 2025. Ireland has developed their first nuclear bombs with a total of 3 atomic and 2 nuclear bombs, and they have 1 atomic and 1 nuclear bomb on Fiji. So those islands over there, they've got a few there. Morocco's also going to update their stockpile, going up to a total of 8 atomic and 6 nuclear. Probably more than that. Let's go to 8 nuclear and 11 atomic. With the Algerians just close behind with 9 atomic bombs and a total of 7 nuclear ones. The Algerians haven't put any of their bombs in other countries. However, Morocco is going to, knowing that they have more than Algeria, they're going to put some of theirs so they can be on equal grounds in other countries. So they're going to put 1 atomic in the yellowish country. You know, there's a yellow Saharan one over here. That's 1 atomic. And in Grenada, in Western Grenada, who's their other ally, they're going to put 1 atomic and 1 nuclear. So that takes them down to the same as the Lime Team. I'm probably going to withdraw those bombs if the Lime Team was to... Not Lime Team, what am I talking about? If the Algerians were to get more than them. So, yeah, that's that moment. Well, that's that at the moment. So there you go. Yeah, pretty exciting stuff, I suppose. The red team is actually going to put some into this country. So the red team, where are you? Red team is 167 atomic bombs with 102 in their own territory and 65 outside. 133 nuclear bombs and 89 in their own territory with 44 outside. They are going to Give me a sec, because I need to type all this down. Right, so it's a pretty strategical territory. You're still afraid of the Green Team, and I mean you've got pretty close ties with them. However, communists, I mean you've got Central Asia, still a bit worrying. You trust the Russians though. However, the Russians have a lot of influence over this country, whilst this one is an Indian-influenced one. But this country is kind of your own one. So, I mean, yeah, let's probably put around 5 atomic bombs and a total of 4 nuclear bombs. So that will mean without the Red Team updating their stockpile, they go up to 70 bombs outside of their own territory in terms of atomic, moving them down to 97, not 197, crikey. And with another 4, that's 133 minus 48, which is 85, I think. Oh yeah, that should have been easy. Alright, 85. So yeah, that's those numbers. I don't know. I don't expect you to remember those, because I won't either. So that was 6 minutes of me yapping. Let's get on with doing some stuff. Let's go to Mexico, shall we? Contrary to what I said in the last video, COVID hasn't gone entirely yet. Lots of developed countries have got rid of COVID, but not all of them. Anyway, you lot might get partitioned. So probably just you two. I mean, it's not going to be a whole lot that happens, really. This yellowish country is actually not going to join in with the partitioning. However, you 4 probably will. So what does it look like when we divide up these territories? Well, we have this going to you guys. The grey country will get these bits. The peachish coloured country gets those bits. You get that. Ultimately, it's been a huge loss to the grey country, but everyone else has been very successful. I mean, other than the military getting COVID and being completely ineffectual for a bit, I mean, that was very scary for the peach country, because there was a pretty probable chance that the brown country could have attacked them. The brown country is quite an aggressive country. They have quite a military. I mean, it's basically a dictatorship. It's really close. However, it's not quite a dictatorship, I wouldn't say. It's like a very flawed military democracy. But it's more of a dictatorship, like realistically, it's a dictatorship. However, lots of people say it's a democracy. Anyway, you guys are having a horrible time out here in the grey team, but yeah, deal with it. You guys are good though. You're pretty fine. Brown country. Let's go down south to Venezuela. Right, Venezuela, you're going to be having a kind of civil war. Basically, lots of oil in Venezuela. You know what that means? Lots of trade. And you know what? Lots of people in Venezuela work in the oil industry. And that means that lots of people in Venezuela caught COVID. And that went really badly. So, a separatist movement in Venezuela has kind of taken over this eastern part. And they've moved kind of a lot further than where the separatists usually are, which is not good. So Venezuela is going to call out to help, and luckily, Venezuela has some friends. And they're in the economic alliance of Brazil, basically. So the Brazilians are actually going to get involved. So I might just talk something else for a second. Yeah, this country, this one right here, it's actually the only atheist country in the entire world. The Lilac religion is atheism. There is no state religion for this country. You can be whatever religion you like. However, I mean, it's technically not atheist then, but like, they kind of just merged a load of religions together, so it's this really strange mess. But lots of people have their own sort of religions. Anyway, the USB is going to get this bluish country and some of their own stuff from here. It's more military personnel from the USB than, like, these are just sending some economic support, while they're also sending some stuff. In other words, you got like Peru, you're doing a bit. Who else? I mean, you guys. Who else is in the Brazilian Economic Alliance? On the South African Economic Alliance. South American. I can't talk apparently. It's SAU. South. The USB, Peru, Horn Island, Venezuela, the Blue Amazonian country, which is you guys. Northern Chile, and the Green Andes country, which is you. So, yeah. I've completely lost where I was. I don't remember what I was saying. Oh yeah, so they're all going to send some support over to these guys. Wait a minute. No. So yeah, this is going to help push them back more from Venezuelan territory, and it even means Venezuelan offensive can be carried out, and they can take this city. I mean, having Venezuela in the hands of your allies is important because oil. Everybody likes oil. So all of this territory is captured until eventually these separatists say, tell you what, how about you just let us get our independence? And they agree to that because everyone's getting COVID and it's not going well. So they sign peace, and the separatists are allowed to keep actually most of the territory they captured. So, well done, you lot. It's not very stable. Lots of people are ill. No. Bam. That's it. Do we give? I think we give this territory back to Venezuela. It was up for contention. We'll give it to Venezuela though. And now a new South American nation has been born. The great nation of Venezuela. Well, eastern Venezuela. So this is actually probably Guyana, isn't it? I mean, these bits are Guyana. So the Venezuelans got what they wanted. They got Guyana. Anyway, people in South America are quite impressed with how the USB handled this civil war. I mean, there was minimal death. This bit got independence, and now it's a lot better. So they're going to put their capital city somewhere because they need one of those. So let's put it on the northern coast, shall we? So various countries are going to ask to join the USB's economic alliance, and those countries include. One of them's kind of, well, they're useful ones, because the USB is talking to them before, like maybe you want to help and be our friends. So this one's a very recent one. We have the Green Uruguay nation. Well, they're Brazilian actually, and Paraguay as well. But oh well, I've got them on the list as Green Uruguay because this is what I think of them as. These guys are right north of these guys. If you know everything about the purple one, well, they're a member of Jukes, which is the China. I'm not right entirely out. I've got time. That's the Chinese Economic Alliance, and I also told you earlier in today's episode that they have got nukes inside their territory, which the Brazilians don't know. However, yeah, they kind of could guess, I suppose. The second country is Colombia, and they'll join, and the Brazilians wanted them because of this trade thing. The Panama Canal, basically. Pretty important. Costa Rica is also a good USB ally, however, no, you're not actually South American. But they probably will be allowed to join eventually. Maybe. Anyway, this is going to threaten somebody, and it threatens China. So China is going to be like, hey, I'm going to invite some more countries into my alliance. Now the USB before had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I mean, I know this. They had 7 countries, and they just added 2 more. So China wants to get up to have 9 countries in their economic alliance. That's rude. There we go. I just need to recount. So it's China, Japan, Uruguay, China, California, and Siberia. How are they going to be adding? Oh no, and Morocco as well. Sorry, forgot that. Adding 3 more countries. So pretty predictably, we have Vancouver joining this alliance. I thought it could be Washington State, but it's Vancouver. So Vancouver joins the alliance. I should put the capital in Vancouver, I feel like, but I haven't. The next country to join the alliance is a big Siberian ally. It's the Grey Country, P. And the next one is another Chinese ally. Can you guess? They're in this sort of area. They're in this circle. It's Malaysia. So Malaysia is a very important one, controlling the Strait of Malacca. I mean, the other side is controlled by the Purple team. The Chinese really wanted these Orange team separatist rebel guys to get up to this point so they could entirely control the strait. I mean, attacking this country would also be pretty good. Could you cause a civil war in this part? The only problem is this is the loyalist part, who's very aligned with Bengal. So if you're going to call a separatist thing, it would be in this area, which actually they're kind of equal, because this bit's got the capital in this city, but then this has more cities. Anyway, you're a very big Chinese ally. They helped in your war against the Southerners, who are mostly Irish. You're like the native, well not native, but like the original Indian settlers. So, yeah, actually probably you've wiped out a few Irish at this point. I'm just thinking about it. You probably have. So we'll draw that. There's a capital as well. It's over there. We're going to draw some more areas. Yeah, I really need to update this actually. Just thinking about it, this island as well. You should have been updated, Hainan. As lots of these areas will start to disappear because the Chinese are basically just ethnic genocide, ethnic cleansing. Kind of the various religions of this island. So we see lots of areas of Indian religion, along with areas of the Korean religion, start to disappear as it's replaced with the Chinese religion. So that's dark. We also have similar things occurring in this country, which is the greyish one. Now the greyish one, they've got a lot of people who are Indian in the country, so it's going to be a lot harder. I mean, lots of important people in the country are of Indian and Korean descent, so it's going to make it a lot harder to commit mass genocide, that's a good thing. We want it to be harder to commit mass genocide. That's definitely something you want. So, it's very slow in this country. However, it is happening. And yeah, there's people in the government who are Korean and Indian kind of just getting forced out. So, that's nice, isn't it? And by forced out, I mean killed. But yeah, it's pretty grim over here in China. And luckily for the Chinese, no one's discovered they're doing this yet. However, if they do, there could be quite an outrage and possibly even war. So, yeah. We'll see what happens. We'll have to see what happens. Oh yeah, as for Taiwan, I think probably all of the Korean parts of southern Taiwan gonna be lost. I forgot how you do this again. How do you do this? Ah, there we go. Alright, so all the Korean areas of this country, the religion's gonna have been wiped out. So it kind of just looks like that. There you go. Lovely stuff. Oh, not lovely, because it's genocide. The Koreans aren't doing this to the Chinese either, and they're just being like chill. However, yep, that's just what's happening. Other allies, there's not really any Chinese religion in this area, so yeah. As for the Korean colony over here, it is actually, well, of course they got missionaries. This isn't genocide. It's just that the religion in this area is changing. It's not always genocide. The Chinese religion, which is nice. Yeah, the Chinese are very afraid that this is going to spread into their own country because they don't like the Koreans at all. Sometimes it sounds like it's made crayons, which is good, isn't it? So, boom. There's that. Sorry, I think it's completely invisible. Alright, so the Brazilians, after hearing the Chinese do this, because they're like, I'm going to combat your economic alliance, so I have a better one than your South American one. Like, dude, this is so petty. You are so petty. Actually, wait, what are the blue Sichuan country? They got areas of Indian religion. I mean, I'm not sure. Anyway, so what are the Brazilians going to do to counteract this? Well, they're going to do something that's going to annoy the Chinese an awful lot. And that is, buy this territory. So the Brazilians buy these islands over here in the Pacific, and this will increase their influence further in the Pacific, and also it helps this country out a lot. They were dealing with problems with COVID, and now the Brazilians have sent a load of money and helped them out, and it looks like they could also potentially join the Brazilian Economic Alliance, and yeah, China's just really annoyed. They're going to kind of go over to this country and be like, hey, do you want to give me some islands too? And they're like, no. No, I don't. Because, I mean, if we have a look at these islands, I'm not sure I actually did the religion of these islands, but maybe I did. No, I doubt it. I doubt it. I doubt it. Anyway, the important part to note here is they were colonized by the Japanese, so of course it's going to be Korean religion, and yeah, they don't really love the Chinese all that much. I mean, yeah, there's still definitely ties. I mean, the Chinese aren't afraid of working with people from other religions. I mean, like, southern Japan, one of the best Chinese allies, is part of the Korean religion. However, we might see pockets of Chinese religion. Maybe we see bits of Chinese religion appear. That would be interesting. Let's put it. Where would you trade them? Okay, let's put it there. Cool. I like updating a religion map. That's a lot of fun, isn't it? There you go. This is very threatening for the Koreans, especially. Anyway, let's go look at something else in the world, shall we? What was I going to look at? Africa! Yeah, almost definitely Africa. So, Africa, we're going to have a union occur. This is going to happen a lot more in Africa, so get used to it. There's gonna be a lot of these. And we have a union between two very, very weak countries, being this green and brown one. Green and brown one. There we go. So, I can't make the union a new color, so 150, 70, 40, 50, 170, 60. This might be alright. No, maybe not. Oh, that's not good. Yeah, that's better. That's a lot better. Alright, we have this country being created over here. I actually really like the color of this country. There you go. Your capital city is going to be... Let's take out the jungle, shall we? I'm pretty sure that's a load of jungle. Nice. So it's not a very strong country. However, it is a country under the Moroccan influence. And that means it's going to have more influence on other countries surrounding this area. As now people are kind of going, oh, look, we did this. And the Moroccans are going to help support this. Like, oh, this is a good thing. Lots of countries under the Moroccan influence are very small, Saharan, very poor countries. So, yeah, it's strides towards better stuff. And in fact, Morocco is going to take it one step further by not adding them to their alliance, however, adding them to the African Economic League. So we have Union country, along with the Mintish country, who's next to them. This is a very strong country in Africa. They've developed quite a lot since their independence. I believe... Yeah, they were a Chinese colony. No, not Chinese, French colony. You were a Chinese colony. And then they're a French colony, and they've got lots and lots of cities on the coast, lots of useful resources inland. They're very, very strong. So this is a really good country to have as your ally for the Moroccans. We also have the dark bluish country, who's another Moroccan ally. They're pretty strong. They're developing quite quickly. And you have the red Saharan country over here, who's another big Moroccan ally. Very similar with the yellow country, so that's why they've been added. And that's it. So that takes the alliance up to 25 nations. So that's exciting, and it's really annoying for the Algerians because they're leading this alliance. However, they're not entirely as in control as they were before. So that's not good for them. They like being in control. They'd rather be in control than not. Anyway, oh yeah, look at this. These are islands. These were Catalonian islands, I think. How they were bought by the Irish. Yeah, those islands should have been bought by the Irish. I have other bits where I found Catalan islands, and I've made them repurchase. See, there's an Iberian island. If we go south, we can find ocean, apparently. That's crazy. In the ocean, you find ocean. Oh yeah, there's some terracotta country islands. Sorry if that made no sense, because it's just blue. Oh my god, the Istrians! That's crazy. Anyway, South Africa, speaking about you guys, and more terracotta country islands. No, you'd like those islands a lot. However, you don't get them. These South Africans have finally made it into the number 3 spot. They finally made it stronger than Egypt, who's a very powerful country in Africa. However, yeah, the the South Africans have grown an awful lot economically and territorially. So they're very, very strong now, and that's exciting for the world. They are kind of gatekeeping these countries from joining the A. Yeah, I don't know what happened there. the African Economic Alliance, because these three, although they're under the influence of Algeria, they're also under the influence of South Africa, which is important and interesting. So yeah, that's cool. We are going to see a kind of split occur because of this, though. So yeah, that might have caused a few problems. I'm trying to find a good colour. This is like the purple, pink, grey, beige, red, blue, green, green. There's blues everywhere. Something bright, please. Maybe we just increase this to 150. That's exciting. However, it's not quite what I'm looking for. Yeah, that's interesting. That's also... I just can't make a good colour, apparently. What if I did this? Yeah, I've just got lots of colours in this area, and it's very annoying. Sorry, that was probably very, very boring for you as well, so... I'm sorry about that. Let's go with this one, shall we? Is that... Oh, it looks like the Chinese colour there. The Chinese... What do you want from me? What do I do? I don't know. I don't know what to do. Oh, that's all. There's too many blues in this area. I'm sorry. I just want to make the map look good, and I don't know what to do. Yep, let's go with that. Alright, so a new country will form in the south, and it's going to be this weird purplish one. How many cities you can get? 1. So this kind of means the northern part is more aligned with the Algerian alliance, which is good for them, and the South Africans get to keep this country as their friend. So, cool. Friends. And they have 2 cities. You've got one over there by that lake. And the South Africans are probably going to help you build some more. Yeah, they were a really strong developing country, and now they've lost this bit, but they're still strong. They're also going to sort out these borders as well, aren't you? Because these are truly horrific borders, and I hate them. I just can't bear the sight of horrific borders. I can't. I literally can't. It's terrible. But yeah, I mean, this does happen along like ethnic and political, all these important sorts of lines. So the South Africans have dealt with this properly, and they've made a really strong, stable country, and this one's still strong and stable as well. And ultimately, it's been quite a good thing for them. So, yeah, no, proves the street cred of the South Africans. Anyway, moving along eastwards, Madagascar. You've been in the news a bit recently, not in real life, but in this world. Basically, let's have a proxy war, but oh yeah. I said I was going to do your thing last episode, and I still haven't done that. I'll get round to you in a sec. Don't worry. First, there's proxy war, because this is an important one, as it's a proxy war between the Chinese and the Indians, or Bengalis to be more precise. I mean, most of their territory is in India, but oh well. This is something that we've not had yet, which is very interesting for the world. It's like it's not between the Koreans and the Chinese. I mean, like, the Koreans feel a bit left out. Are the Koreans going to support this guy? No. So, if we look at what the Chinese have been doing before. Yeah. Is this Chinese colour? I'm not sure. Bam. Alright, cool. Got it. Yeah, the Chinese are going to kind of wipe out the surrounding religions a little bit in this area, which is what's kind of provoking this huge mass response from the Bengali population, going like, nah, we need to strike him back. Well, we're not Bengali, but these sort of guys. They especially wipe out Indian populations near the exclave, which is bad, and also some near this city, so how does that look? It's really horrific. I'm not sure what's going on. Let's still wipe out this bit. And wipe out these areas. Like, what did I do? I appear to have completely messed up the map. Lovely though. There you go. Alright. So I think let's change some things. Yeah, the Chinese have tried to massacre more people. Lovely stuff. Great. Well done, guys. And this is going to cause the Northern Malagasy, who are actually stronger by quite a long shot, to declare war on them. So troops will arrive and quickly push in towards this city, taking it with ease. Do the Swedish care about what's going on? No, not really. No, not really. They're going to surround their exclave very quickly as well, and they try to start a spearhead towards the capital city. However, who's supporting this one? Who's supporting this country? Come on, you know the answer. You've been watching this enough. You know what I'm about to say. It's the Chinese. And what are the Chinese? The strongest country. However, the Brazilians are approaching very quickly. That's very scary. So what does this mean for the world? Well, it means that bam, bam, bam. Chinese troops are in central Madagascar. Fortunately, they're not one of the countries who have nukes from China. That is very, very fortunate, because this government isn't entirely stable. I mean, they've been causing massacres. Of course, they're not stable. Yes, this country isn't exactly a good country. It's not run very well either. And yeah, that's kind of why that's going on. So it would have been bad if they had nukes, because they probably would have launched them. Anyway, the Northern Malagasy are going to have some good winds going down the western side. However, they managed to cut off this area over here in the east, and they managed to claw up here. This is basically just Chinese troops, and yeah, that's concerning how well they're doing. Although it's kind of predicted. The southern Malagasy are going to be like, hey, get away from our exclave. That's worrying for me. But yeah, something interesting they discover is about massacres that are going on in this area. They discover that, yeah, there have been some massacres in this country, and that's really worrying because it gets people thinking, are other massacres going on? And yet they come across this horrible sort of camp place which is filled with people from the Indian and European or North European religions, and the Chinese completely deny any involvement with this. However, yeah, it's definitely going on. But nobody's really sure of that, and nobody actually really believes that, because China's like an incredibly strong and influential country, so they don't think that the Chinese are doing this. But, I mean, is it happening in other Chinese territories? Regardless, the main bit that happens with this is that a load of more people from around the world, well, they see adverts on their TV for help North Madagascar, because their people are being massacred. So loads and loads of support is sent here. We have volunteers arriving in Madagascar, and pretty quickly with the Chinese troops withdraw, because they're kind of like, yeah, we didn't know that was happening, so we need to leave right now. Naughty guys. Yeah, in the end, we have kind of been cleared up-ish. The Chinese troops will leave, and ultimately from there, yeah, there was no chance that the central Malagasy were going to win this war. And in the peace treaty, the central Malagasy get to keep their coast on this bit, the Strait of Mozambique, Strait of something. It's a strait, alright. I know that much. But, yup. There you go. So that they kind of just got beaten up by the Northerners, and the Northerners were able to meet up with their exclave, which is good, because they did discover. It's not America. They did discover that the massacres were happening around that area as well, where lots of people of the Indian religion were living. So yeah, not good. Who's annoyed by this? A lot though. South Africa. South Africa is very annoyed that it's going on in their area, and they can't really stop it though, because nobody really wants to listen to them. These guys have a lot more influence. Bengal and China both now have veto seats on the NC Council, which is the Nations Committee I talked about in the last episode. Yeah, South Africa really can't intervene. They're not strong enough. People don't really know enough about them, and yeah, that's gonna kind of cause China to just walk over them. As China adds the Central Malagasy country into their economic alliance, will there be retaliation from the USB? Probably. So Central Madagascar joins Dukes. They're like by far the weakest country in this alliance, by such a long shot. I mean, the strongest is actually, that's a good idea. Strongest is China, then Siberia, then I suppose California, then Vancouver, definitely, the Grey Country, Uruguay, Malaysia. Oh, Morocco would have been ahead of California, so put Morocco in third after Siberia. China, Siberia, Morocco, California, Vancouver, Malaysia, Grey Country, Vancouver, Grey Country, Malaysia, no, Vancouver, Uruguay, Grey Country, Malaysia. Oh my god, I can't do this. I think I'm just too stupid for this. China, Siberia, Morocco, California, Vancouver, Uruguay, Southern Japan, Grey Country, Malaysia, and then Central Madagascar. Wasn't that hard, was it? And the Chinese are going to form a new alliance of sorts, like economic support, for this Irish business sort of country down here, filled with Irish businessmen who are capitalizing on the gold and diamond mines of this area. Yeah, they're going to form an alliance with this because China is effectively a business-run oligarchy. So, yeah, that's the reasoning for that. I mean, what's South Africa's opinion of this guy? Well, they don't really love them. So, I suppose we might see if something happens with that in the future. We'll just have to find out. Anyway, as for the end of this video, it's 2024. So next episode, we kind of looked through. Oh wait, let's do the final war. I nearly forgot. Final war. I'll talk whilst we do this. North Vanuatu has support from China. You guys have support from Korea. Basically, what was I saying? Yeah, this video was 4 years. So at the start of the next video, it will be 2025. This video ends at the end of 2024. So, like, what's the date today? 12 days ago. This video is going to end the exact time it was 12 days ago. That's crazy. Anyway, North Vanuatu declares war on these guys. People are poking around, however, in files about China and what's going on in the country because they're suspicious about their involvement in the massacres that occurred in Madagascar, and they find potential truth that COVID might have been a man-made disease, and the Chinese could have been doing some experiments on various diseases, trying to find out their capabilities. Now, this isn't proof. I mean, they don't entirely know whether this is real or fake. However, it could be, and that's very frightening. If the Chinese manage to harness diseases to use them against other people, that's not good. That's really not good. They're going to scare quite a few countries, including the Koreans, and the Koreans you're going to always be scared now. China's just terrifying to you guys. So, yippee. What would happen if we just sank Korea? That brush is slightly too big. 2025 update. Yeah, does this make the world look better? Without all the stress from the Koreans and the Chinese fighting. The Grey Country's got a coastline. Japan's just further away. I mean, the map looks really strange, but also interesting. I don't know, that's funny. Anyway, there you go. So, what if we remove China? And it would kind of make this world a better place, I feel like. I mean, it looks bad. Yeah, I mean, you give all these guys coastlines. Great. I mean, no load of nukes just disappeared into the ocean. This is definitely improving the world. Yeah, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you again next time. Like, subscribe, comment, and most importantly, have a nice rest of your day. Goodbye.